Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Conversations with Luciana, the house that Luciana has built, where everyone has a place at the table. If you're a new listener, I bring you greetings and salutations. If you are a returning listener, welcome back, family. Real talk on real issues, real life situations. Keep in mind, advice is never given, but opinions and a new perspective is always welcome. You can find me on most podcast streaming services as well as YouTube under Conversations with Luciana. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to turn on your notifications to know when the next Conversation with Luciana are posted. My posting schedule is as follows: Motivational Monday, Inspirational Empowerment Tuesday, Open Forum Thursday, Coffee and Tea with Luciana on Sundays. YouTube exclusives are on Mondays and Saturdays. If you would like to submit a topic of conversation or be a guest on a podcast episode of Conversations with Luciana, email me at conversationswithluciana@gmail.com. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a good one. Let's go. We have to do more to protect the children. We do have to do more to protect the children from these senseless, violent acts. Cowards, people who have so much rage in their heart that they will harm a child, an innocent child. We have to do better. This should be on the news. This should be talked about. I don't give a goddamn who is dating who, who's sleeping with who, who's having who baby. We need some common ground here. We need to put some things in perspective. When are we going to protect the children? When are the children going to become first? I mean, the anger towards an innocent child is unnecessary, unwarranted. We're not doing enough to protect the children. We're not. We're just pushing them in the corner and say that you stay there. You only speak when spoken to. And they're suffering in silence. It's time to have the conversation. Who are these people that are abusing, killing our children? Makes you think, huh? What's wrong with the world? What's wrong with society? That you would take not only a human adult life, but you would take a child's life. For what? What does that make you, a murderer? Of course it does. You're robbing the child of its innocence. It's childhood. It's adolescence. It's teenage years. It's grown up. They're never going to grow up because you decided, because of the rage and hatred in your heart towards whomever, you want to take it out on the children. I say to you, you are the scum of the earth. Truly you are. I see story after story after story of heartbreaking stories of kids who probably the last thing they looked was in that person's eyes and say, you're really going to do this to me? And that was it. Their life was over. We need to have that conversation. We need to really talk about what are we doing more to protect the children. If the children are killed by police, we are more angry than if a parent kills a child. We are outraged. We should be outraged of any sense of act of violence, right? We should, but we're not. We pick and choose what we're upset about. Why is that? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I see all these political leaders and activists speaking up when it suits their narrative, but I don't see anyone saying, hey, time out. We got people killing babies. We got people killing babies. Something's wrong with this picture. I always tell my female friends, be careful who you lay with because you labor for that child and that child is innocent and then someone else comes along and just decides to destroy or kill, take the light out of their face. For what? Because they're sick and morbid. That's what they are. I don't give a damn. They need help. They do need help. They need a swift kick in the ass. Hard. But We're not talking about that. It's like you see it on the news and you just move on. You know, I remember the lady, I forgot her last name, I think her first name was Susan. It captivated the world. It really, truly did when she drove her kids into the lake and she said that an African American man did it, which in fact turned out to be her. You know, I remember the just pain people were going through. I remember Sandy Hook. When the children were killed, I remember seeing the President of the United States, Barack Obama at that time, very emotional. It shook you to your core. Nothing came of it, right? Nothing came of it. And I'm tired of things not coming into into a place where we can have the conversation. It's hard. People, you can't sweep this under the rug anymore. You can't. It's time out for that. It's time out for that. We see it all around us. We see it in our own family. I just read on an article that a man was having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl who he claims is his girlfriend. What? What? What are we putting in the water? You know, what's in the air? You know, because people have lost their mind. He believed that that was his girlfriend. You are a teacher, but you also are a pedophile, aren't you? I'm saying that like a question, but aren't you? That's what you are because she was underage. You know, it's just sad. People warp sense of reality. That just shows you how fucked up the world is getting. People believe a lie as truth, and the truth as a lie. You can get away with it as long as somebody don't call you on it, and you get mad when somebody call you on it. Don't get mad. You know, you are what you are. You're a pedophile. You date children. You know, they don't know no better. They're trusting you. You're the adult, right? Aren't you? You don't act like it. You know, 5, 6-year-olds bodies being dumped in dumpsters, you know, and just discarded like trash. What's going on? Wake up. Wake up, world. It should not be all out war on our children, but it is. Because we have some punk ass people in high places, and we have some people that don't deserve to be parents. You get mad when someone else raises your children because you're incapable of doing that, because you don't know when to stop. There's a thin line between disciplining your child and beating them unconscious. Some people are so angry inside they take it on that one person that they know can't fight back. Why is that? Why do we accept that? And I say we do accept it because we should be outraged. We need to spend more time over here talking about that. You know why we don't talk about it? Because it hurts. The reality is we're not doing enough. We're not doing anything at all. Really, we're not. Who's protecting the children? You know, we care about the elderly, yes. Asians, yes. Pacific Islanders, yes. African American people of color, yes. Children, no. We're not. We're not doing enough to protect them. They should have an innocence. I remember having a childhood. Kids can't say that now. Social media got this world so fucked up. It believes whatever it wants to believe. You can reinvent yourself on social media over and over and over again. You have people having their children on social media to get likes, to go value. It's a freaking baby. Not everybody that are viewing your posts are normal. Some of them have a twisted mind, right? They're twisted. You know, I remember when my boys were small, I did rule with the iron fist. I didn't let them go anywhere. I didn't want them out of my sight. My job was as a parent is to nurture them and to protect them because they were innocent. They were very innocent. I took my job as mother serious. Some of y'all don't. You know, you just let anybody come get your baby, take your baby anywhere, kiss your baby all in the face. You don't care. You should, but you don't. I don't know. We some punk ass parents. We have really dumbed ourselves down in society where we accept this cruel unusual events that taken place way too often. You know what? I read a couple of months ago that people are actually killing their children for their insurance money. What the fuck is that? They're actually killing their children for their insurance money. What's a kid's life worth? 15, 20,000? We'll just snuff them out. I can't wrap my head around it. But you can't judge either. You can't judge them. You can't. And that's what's sad, because you cannot judge, for you shall be judged. But it hurts. It hurts to see that. You know, my dad said something that was really funny. He used to say, you know, you hurt your kids, you'll never make it to trial. And I knew exactly what he meant. And some people say, well, that's harsh. Come on now. You took a child's life, you're my child, I'm going to take yours. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? Why should you be living and breathing when they're not? We have to do more. We have to do more. We have to demand more. We have to change the laws, because the laws are not protecting our children. Our children should feel safe. I can't imagine being a child in this day and time. I just couldn't imagine it. It's like no wonder your mind's so out of it. You're just out of your mind, because you don't know how to process all the negativity that's coming on, because nobody wants to talk about it. People overshare. You know, we care about who's getting pregnant by who. Then the hunger, the homelessness in America. Give a fuck about you and who you having a baby by? When you got people suffering, you think that's news, but it's a distraction. It's a distraction for what you really need to focus on. The children, the elderly, the environment. You know, we have gotten away from decent human behavior where you expect people to do the right thing. You know, I expect people to do the wrong thing. I'm shocked when they do the right thing. You know, people's attention and focus are on shit that really don't matter at the end of the day. I don't give a shit who's moving into who mansion, who's sleeping with who's doing this. Who cares? There's more important issues that are pressing. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand why we don't focus more on the children, the things that matter the most to us. They're our future, you know. Some of them are locked up in jail. You know, they're never going to see the light of day because they made a bad choice, because they had no guidance. You know, I remember growing up, and there was this lady, I think her name was Ruby, and her son was a drug addict. And he went into her deep freezer and stole some stuff out of her freezer, and she found him, and she drove around till she got to the police. She said, take his ass to jail. It was like, man, why? You ain't gonna steal from me. You asked me, I'll give it to you, but if you stole, you a thief, you're going to jail. You know, that's tough parent love. You know, you ask and you shall receive. You take, you suffer the consequences, but you have no right to put your hands in any fashion on a child. If you can't police yourself, stay the freak away from them. You can't have it both ways. You're not a good parent because you rule with an iron fist. And when I said I ruled my house with an iron fist, it wasn't physical. It wasn't verbal. It was like I protected my children. That was my charge in life. Some people will throw the gauntlet down and just punch their kid in the face. You know? Now you got kids talking back, think they're grown. A lot of it comes from these stupid little videos. You know, these little reels that people watch for 3 minutes. They think that's real life. That's not real life, honey. It's not okay to dress your baby up and put them on TikTok. You know, showing them off like prize-winning dolls or something. You got some sick-ass people. I would never put my children on social media. I don't even have pictures of my kids on my desk because you don't need to know all that. But we do have to do more. We have to be more active in our community, because it does take a village to raise a child. But when the village is filled with pedophiles, what do? Abusers, killers, people who don't want good to come out of it. I had a jacked up childhood, so I'm going to make sure that you don't have a childhood at all. I'm going to rob you of your innocence. What the fuck is wrong with us? What's wrong with us? That's a question we should look in the mirror and ask us. What's wrong with you? Time out for all this, you guys. We got to get more serious. We got to get more focused. We got to talk about these conversations that makes it feel uncomfortable. Everything is not about Republicans and Democrats, okay? Granted, I get that. But we got some serious community issues that need to be addressed, need to be on the forefront. We need to talk about that. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's very, very true. Don't rob a kid of what's innocent. Don't make a child grow up before they have to. I remember, like I said, having a childhood, going outside with my friends, playing, riding the green machine, playing jacks, roller skating. For some reason, we always wanted to roller skate in our, across the street from our house was a neighbor. She had a big front yard. And she would get upset if you walked across her lawn. Oh, and it was just a shortcut to get to the side of the street. But we would always choose her garage to skate or play jacks. I don't know why. Her backyard looked scary, too. Now that I think of it, it had like a pond. It had a whole bunch of trees. It had a green apple tree. And you walk in the house, it was nice. Our house was nice, too. But you walk into the house, you saw a stair, and then it used to be a doctor's office, and they converted it into a house. So it had this big room. It was never really furnished, though, but nevertheless, we used to spend a lot of time over there. But we had fun. We were kids. We were innocent. Our parents made sure that we had a childhood. We did. Let's stop robbing these kids of their childhood, of their innocence, of their beginnings. Let them grow up. Let them grow up to be decent, law-abiding citizens. We got to talk about it more. It's going to make people feel uncomfortable. I don't give a damn. I don't care if it makes you feel uncomfortable. You're supposed to get uncomfortable till change happens. Till we really start walking the walk and talking the talk. This is unacceptable. It is. If sex sells, stupidity. Stupidity. If sex sells, stupidity exceeds all cash limits. Because people will rather stay ignorant and stupid than to believe the truth. That we need to do better. So my challenge is to you. My challenge is to you. Are we doing enough to protect the children? Are we just letting things just fall by the wayside and they'll figure it out? No, they're not going to figure it out. We got to do more. We have to do more. Well, what do we do, Luciana? We start by calling it out. There's a lot that's going on, we need to talk about. How we blame one segment of society, but not that. There's a lot of people in rich mansion houses are dealing with some shit like this. They just cover it up. You just don't hear about it. But I'm pretty sure it goes on. But why are we so focused on they're still children? They still deserve to be protected. They do. Got a question for you. Got a question. It's going to start some shit, but I got to say this. R. Kelly's in jail. I think he's convicted or will be convicted, right? For having sexual relationship with underage girls. How did those underage girls get to that house? What happened? Your parents just said, okay, go stay with him, and the parents said, fine. I really want to know what we're focused more on him, but not the parents. These kids weren't 18. These kids were young when they went there. I'm not condoning what he did. I'm not. I'm not saying it's acceptable. No, I think there was enablers with him. Absolutely, there were. There were people that were standing by that was watching. Everybody want to come up and talk because they want to come out and talk because either they was given a deal because their conscience was not their guide. Their conscience was not their guide, because if it was, it would have stopped it a long time ago. You didn't want to bite the hand that fed you, or maybe you was the one feeding the shark. In any event, the parents. We don't talk enough about the parents. What was y'all doing? How can a man, as a star status he was, tell you what to do with your child? What? I'm going to say this, and you're probably going to get pissed off. Were you mad when the check stopped? Is that what it was? Let's be honest, some of these people are pimping out their own kids. They don't give a damn. A check is a check. Because there's no way that my 15-year-old daughter would go live with somebody and I have no control over that. Y'all better stop looking at everybody else and look within. Look in the mirror and see who you see. Because I think we need to bring up the parents. I think we need to bring up the management team. We need to bring up everybody that was associated. Look what they're doing to Jeffrey Epstein. Is that his name? Epstein? The man that killed himself because he was rich and famous, and he was having sexual relationships with underage girls. We don't even talk about that no more because it's on to the next news cycle. We need to circle back, put a pin in this and come back. Who are protecting the children? We have to do more to protect the children. Stop robbing these children of their innocence, of their childhood. If you got anger issues, go seek help. Seek help, professional, in prayer. The universe will not be kind to you for those who rob children of the ability to live a full, healthy, sustainable life because of your own warped, twisted mind. I'm saying we got to do better. Thank you for joining Conversation with Luciana. As always, it's a pleasure, and I'll be back. Jack, have a good one. Peace. Thank you for listening to another podcast episode of Conversations with Luciana. I look forward to speaking with you again. Until then, be kind to yourself and others. Make every day your best day. Stay encouraged and press forward, for the best is yet to come. Peace, and I'm out. Let's go.